I bought back my original 4Runner. This is a 1993 SR5 5-speed badass truck. It's kind of the one that got away. So this video is about that truck.
Introducing the totally redesigned 1990 four-wheel drive Toyota 4Runner. Now the additional performance from its available V6 is combined with additional comfort, additional necessities, and additional doors. Where you go in your new four-door Toyota 4Runner is your concern. Getting you back is ours.
You might be wondering why buy this shitbox back. The answer is simple. These are basic and simple trucks. They get the job done, they're practical. It's not very fuel efficient, but we'll talk about that later. I know the second gen 4Runner is not everyone's favorite amongst the 4Runner community, but this is my favorite. I love this generation of vehicle in general. The 90s, I feel like nailed it with a lot of things. Coming from 90s BMW stuff, it's just something that I already feel like I'm used to. And yeah, it's got dings, dents, scratches, but I do think at this point, with the way that this 4Runner is set up, those imperfections almost complement the truck. And thanks to my buddy Tyler, who I sold the truck to a couple years ago, this thing finally looks proper. It's got custom rock sliders, 33s, a lift kit, the list goes on. Now the real question is, what am I gonna do with it? I'm not planning on building some crazy tacky overland rig, but I do want to explore and kind of adventure with this thing, and hopefully just making some small improvements and modifications over the course of time will help me do that. At the end of the day, that's exactly what I think 4Runners are for. They are utilitarian, body-on-frame, small SUVs, and there's a lot of potential with just that as a base to build off of. And so what this 3-liter V6 gets from 0 to 60 in 3 to 4 business days. And yeah, maybe it's got 250,000 miles on it, and one might even say that these cup holders fucking suck. But I do see potential, and I'm not in this for very much money, so that's why you see it on your screen and I'm making a video on it. So I hope that you stick around, and I hope that you're excited for a little bit of 4Runner content sprinkled in with the typical BMW stuff that I normally film here on the channel. Alright, well, behind me we have my old 2G 4Runner. This is a 93 SR5 4-wheel drive, 5-speed manual, quite a few miles, but about average for your standard old Toyota. And I'm gonna give you guys a walk around. I filmed a lot of B-roll, so hopefully that snuck in the video somewhere. But I'm just gonna talk about the rig real quick, and this is just kind of an intro video to me hopefully keeping this long term this time around, and getting some more stuff done to it that I wish I had done the first time around. All right, so I wouldn't typically say I buy vehicles back. However, typically, I'll own something and enjoy it, but then not really realize how much I enjoy it, get rid of it, and then buy another one. This is that same situation, except it happens to be the same truck. And if you remember from the very first time I owned this truck, it was bone stock, and now it is not. So there are a few things that the previous owner did. I sold it to a good friend of mine, and when he offered to sell it back to me, I was stoked and immediately was ready to go buy it back. So last Friday, went with Justin and we picked this thing up, drove back to the shop, just got it titled and everything today in my name, got it insured. So I officially own this truck again. So there are some things that are different about this truck this time around. As you can see, it looks quite a bit different. It does have 33-inch Maxxis tires, along with these black wheels, which I don't know what they are. He made his own rock sliders, which is really cool. They're welded up to the truck, pretty low key, so we're gonna leave them on there. And completely got rid of the back bumper, which at first I was kind of bummed about, but the look is definitely growing on me. This is kind of your average beat up 90s 4Runner. Now, if you're familiar with the 4Runners, they are body on frame, super cool kind of utility vehicle. And honestly, if they could tow more, I would own a new one of these and not have my diesel pickup in the first place. But these are real cool trucks, and he did a good job with this truck. He took care of it. There's a lot of maintenance that he did take care of, which is awesome. While it was not under my ownership, unfortunately, it did not get a 3-4 swap or a diesel swap or anything. So this is still the biggest downside of these 2G 4Runners. These V6s are so slow, and then with the exhaust pipes kind of crossing over in the back towards the rear of the head, they go through head gaskets like crazy. So we'll see what happens with this. It's got high mileage. I don't have indication that the head gasket's actually ever been done, but it has seen regular maintenance throughout its life, so we should be okay, but of course we'll see what happens. The new battery, there are some auxiliary light pods, LED light pods down here at the bottom, just not hooked up. And I don't know how much I like those, I might take them out. But yeah, everything underneath the hood, as you would expect, is pretty much just left alone. Just general maintenance to keep up with the thing, and it's been solid. He only put a few thousand miles on this thing when he had it, so it hasn't seen that much driving, but as he said to me, it has been super reliable for him, and I don't doubt it. These are pretty robust machines, so I'm excited to have this thing back. Now, I got it back with a few more dings and dents than it left me with, but that is because he actually drove the thing and wheeled it, so obviously no complaints there. And, you know, as far as old 4Runners go, I'd say it's pretty good. Now, I've said that I would not buy another white vehicle, but I've already owned this one, so this doesn't count. After this, I'll not own another white vehicle. It's actually kind of funny. I feel like I didn't really sell my drift car because this is white, it's manual, 2 years older than the drift car, and it's got a welded diff. It's pretty much the drift car in a different form. 4-wheel drive drift car. So all jokes aside, this is not that replacement, but I do think it's kind of funny. It's like owning kind of a very similar vehicle. So the main purpose of this video was to re-familiarize you with this truck. I know it's been a long time, but hopefully you guys are still excited to see content on this thing. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, and hopefully some of you are still interested in seeing Toyota stuff. It's a new universe for me. The first video that I posted on this like 2.5 years ago got a ton of support and, you know, lots of friendly and welcoming comments, which is pretty unheard of coming from BMW stuff. So I'm excited to dive into this truck a little bit more and just do some basic budget kind of upgrades that will make it that much better. But yeah, what would you do if you had this 2nd gen 4Runner? I'm all ears for ideas and would like to hear it. So thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing the video. Anything you do does help this channel grow. And yeah, get stoked for 4Runner stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to go home and edit this video. So I will see you in the next one. Peace.